live. We're live. It's Sunday, April 13, 2025. It's spring break for a lot of kids around the country, and it's already showing when it comes to the leaders of the box office, not just week two of the movie starring these two, but also a new animated feature. There's another new animated feature coming out this coming week. It's a big time for the theaters. It's a big time for family films, for animated films, and we'll talk about it all here on LCJ Live. Thanks for being here. Your number one movie is a Minecraft movie with 80.6 million bucks. It's a fantastic second weekend for Warner Brothers. Now I can pull it up. Here we go. A fantastic second weekend for a Minecraft movie, which is still dominating the conversation across social media, and movie theaters around the country are thrilled with this. Warner Brothers thrilled with this. Check this out. A Minecraft movie is already the 10th biggest non-DC movie for Warner Brothers of at least the last 27, 28 years. I've got it going back to 1997. It could be even farther than that, but it's about to pass the second Matrix movie and Dune Part 2. It just passed The Hangover to get into this top 10 list. 10th biggest non-DC movie for Warner Brothers, possibly of all time, at least of the last 27, 28 years. And Warner's is thrilled. They've also got Sinners coming out this week. Probably going to do pretty well, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, a Minecraft movie, Jason Momoa, Jack Black, a Minecraft sequel, it's gotta happen. Even though I don't like the film, it's making so much money. How could Warner deny a second Minecraft movie? It's up to $281 million domestically, almost the same exact amount of money overseas. We could be looking at $1 billion film. It might come up a little short, but it could be $1 billion picture, which is exactly what the theaters need right now. Number two this weekend, congratulations to Angel Studios. I spoke with the director and cinematographer of The King of Kings a few weeks ago. That Q&A is at animationscoop.com. This is a very interesting film. It is Charles Dickens, voiced by Kenneth Branagh, telling the story of Christ to his young son, and they become completely immersed in it in bold ways, in ways you don't expect. There's a cat as well, and families and the faith-based groups really showed up to theaters this weekend. $19.1 million for The King of Kings. It is already the fourth biggest Angel Studios movie ever. It's about to pass Homestead and Cabrini to become number two behind Sound of Freedom, which made $184 million nearly 2 years ago. I don't know if we'll get a $100 million film, but no matter what, Angel Studios is thrilled with this to beat out three big live-action new releases this weekend, and to do as well as it did is very impressive. It shows you the power of faith-based movies, of the Angel Studios brand, of this star-studded cast, and of this story, and of it being an animated film. The power of The King of Kings, which is a good film. I like it. I recommend it. First 10 minutes, you're kind of getting into the vibe of it, going, what's really happening here? A little rough start, but from then on, once we really get into the heart of this movie, it's very good. Oscar Isaac voices Jesus. The voice cast also includes Uma Thurman and Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, Forrest Whitaker, Roman Griffin Davis. It's a very good cast. The King of Kings. So with tons of kids out of school this week, you've got Minecraft, which will do big. You've got King of Kings. You've also got the animated movie Sneaks, which opens this week. And I have seen it already. I cannot share opinion until Thursday, but I will be sharing that and more coverage of Sneaks later this week. It's an animated film about sneakers and basketball, and it's set in New York City. And it also has a big voice cast led by Anthony Mackie, Martin Lawrence, Lawrence Fishburne, Keith David, Rico Rodriguez, Chris Paul. I mean, there's so many people in this movie, Sneaks, who love what this movie stands for. And Rob Edwards is the director. He wrote Princess and the Frog and has been a part of other animated film projects. So Sneaks is out this week, and I think it'll do okay. But you've got King of Kings' animation competition, and of course Minecraft movie, but theaters with another animated film, another option for families, because it's about to get really interesting. The rest of April, you've got big live action films for adults like Accountant 2 and Sinners. You've also, going into May, have Thunderbolts, which some kids will go to, but not a lot. And then May 9 and 16 really don't have a lot of offerings for families until you've got Lilo and Stitch for Memorial Day weekend, and then Karate Kid Legends right after that, followed by How to Train Your Dragon and Elio in June, F1 in June as well, then Jurassic World, Superman, Smurfs, Fantastic Four, Bad Guys 2, Freakier Friday. One after the other, all the way to the middle of August. Grand Prix of Europe is at the end of August. So lots of family options, but between April 25 and May 16, that whole stretch, to my knowledge, not a lot for families. So you're going to see King of Kings have steady box office for the next few weeks. You could see Sneaks do okay too, and Minecraft still do very well. So families have several options now, not as many in that early May period before Lilo and Stitch. Pete Crooks, Lights, did you see Warfare? Technically excellent, but a tough sit. I did not see Warfare. I saw Drop, and I saw The Amateur, and I've seen King of Kings. I did not get to Warfare yet. We'll talk about Warfare in a second. So King of Kings with 19.1 million is great. Number 3 this weekend is The Amateur with 15 million. This is a movie I saw a week ago yesterday. Don't care for it. It's very boring and it drags and it doesn't have a lot new into this CIA thriller genre. The momentum is uneven, the tone is uneven, the vibe. Rami Malek's character, there's not a lot of spark. It's a forgettable film. And Lawrence Fishburne, a forgettable role. So The Amateur's not great, no, but it did 15 million, which was on the high end of expectations. And I think 20th Century, which doesn't put out a lot of films in theaters these days, needed to release this film in theaters because it's so global. I'm sure the budget was huge because they would go all over the place. And you gotta pay Oscar winner Rami Malek some big money. So they needed to put this in theaters as opposed to throwing it onto Hulu. I think they'll take 15 million as a win. I'm sure they wanted to be number 2 this weekend and not number 3, but they're in a better position than the other films this weekend. Warfare, only 8.3 million, significantly less than the 25 million that Civil War opened to a year ago for Alex Garland and A24 this exact weekend. But the thing I would say to that is, you had some star power in Civil War. You had a marketing campaign that was almost relentless of, you have to be interested in what we're saying here. And a lot of people were very curious about Civil War. Warfare, I've heard very good things, but this might be a movie that people say, I don't know if I want to sit through this, at least even in a theater or at all. So it's a tougher sell. So I'm not shocked it only did 8.3 million. I am surprised that Drop did not do as well as I expected. I thought it would do more than $7.5 million to come in 5th. Universal and Blumhouse got to be very surprised because even Woman in the Yard opened better than this. That did like 9 million for its open. This is 7.5. It was last Monday's mystery movie, and that's when I saw it. And it was very crowded at my showing, and I heard other showings were very crowded as well. I think people guessed that it was going to be Drop, and they wanted to see it for cheap. They wanted to see it for $5. So everybody went right away. And during the week, there were premium format screenings of Drop on Wednesday up against premium format IMAX for Warfare on Wednesday. The Amateur had pay previews last Saturday night, and yet none of them could beat The King of Kings. But all 3 of those movies wanted to get a jump on the weekend, including Drop. And I think off of the Monday crowds, Universal must have thought, oh, we could do 10, 12 million with this. And it does 7.5. But I will say this, Drop is a bad film. It is just corny, cheesy, one note, tedious, and manipulative as heck. So I can't recommend Drop. I can't recommend The Amateur. But here's what I will say. Theaters should be happy with 5 new films, adding on part 3 of The Chosen, The Last Supper, which made 5.8 million this weekend. Numbers 2 through 6 this weekend, all 5 new releases, which is what I said to you last Sunday here on LCJ Live. I said we were going to get 5 new movies in the top 10, and they ended up being numbers 2 through 6. That's very good. Let's keep it going. Let's give people lots of options. Let's have them do as well as they can. Number 7 this weekend, A Working Man, added 3.1 million. It's at 33.5 for Amazon MGM. We're at about halfway of what The Beekeeper did back in January of 2024 for Amazon MGM. Same star, Jason Statham. Same director, David Ayer. Same studio, Amazon MGM. I think The Beekeeper had a little more intrigue to it. They're both bad films, but I think people were more curious about The Beekeeper, and it had steadier legs, and there weren't quite as many options in that early winter period of 2024. So that's why The Beekeeper ended up doing 66 million. This is going to do, I don't know, can it hit 40 at this point? I'm not sure. Amazon will take the money, but not the success of what The Beekeeper was. Number 8 is Snow White, 2.8 million. It's only made $81.9 million. Wow, Disney just shaking their heads. Woman in the Yard added 2.1 million. It's at 20.4 for Universal. And rounding out your top 10 this weekend is part 2 of The Last Supper of the Chosen, which added 932,000. It's at 10.9 million. Part 1's done even more money. It had an even bigger open, and combined, very, very good performance for The Chosen, The Last Supper. Don't have the money on The Friend. Another week of The Friend. It could have rivaled that, so we'll have to see, when the actual results are released. Coming up on 200 million bucks is Captain America: Brave New World. It's at 199.9. It will hit 200 million for Disney and Marvel, so they can at least breathe a sigh of relief that they got to $200 million. Hell of a Summer is at 2.9 million for Amazon. Death of a Unicorn is at, for Neon. Death of a Unicorn is at 12.4 million for A24. Smaller film Sacramento opened to 314,000 this weekend. Don't have the money on One to One John and Yoko. And then a film I saw on Thursday, The Ballad of Wallace Island. A film that has a solid final 10 minutes and a rough 85 minutes prior to it. Added 400,000. It's at $737,000 for Focus Features. If you hear people saying this movie is lovely and pleasant and charming, it's not. No, it is forced conflict, forced comedy, and just preposterous elements of the story. Why would a character think this when this has already taken place? Why would a character do this when they know about this? Why would you do this? Oh, just for the sake of a laugh from the audience. I mean, the one character is like Ted Lasso on steroids with all the references, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's annoying and just cutesy for the sake of being cutesy. That's The Ballad of Wallace Island. Even the music's not great. Carey Mulligan's performance there's nothing to it, so I cannot recommend The Ballad of Wallace Island. It'll keep expanding, but not a good film. Out in theaters next weekend, limited release, The Legend of Ochi. It goes wide on the 25th. Anime film Colorful Stage, Neil Young Coastal, The Wedding Banquet. You've got Sneaks and Sinners. Sinners is Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler reteaming again. Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther, and now Sinners. I hope it's good. It's 2 hours and 17 minutes long. I hope it doesn't feel too long. Warner Brothers hoping for a $30, $35, $40 million weekend to go up against themselves with a Minecraft movie. Week 3. If I have to give the edge, I give the edge to Minecraft because of kids out of school. Though, watch out for King of Kings Week 2 because it is Easter next Sunday. It's Easter, and it's also 420. So the Cheech and Chong movie is doing screenings on 420. Wow. And then their new documentary. And then you've got the 20th anniversary re-release of Pride and Prejudice as well next Sunday, the 20th. Before we go, and Pete Crooks says, very excited for Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Word of mouth tremendous. He's seeing it in IMAX tomorrow. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope it has some substance to it. I hope it has some layers. And could we be talking about a very early award season contender? We'll have to see. Before we go, I want to mention this because I haven't had the chance to talk about this yet because we were off a couple weeks ago and then back last Sunday, a lot to talk about. I had the chance to go to Live with Kelly and Mark and see a very special episode that aired on April 1st, celebrating that Lincoln Square studio they were at for 40 years, the whole live team. And it was great to be there. It was great to see Kelly, meet Mark, See Gelman and Deja and Angie and the whole gang over there, that family, that core family that now, tomorrow, debuts their brand new studio at the brand new Bob Iger building downtown New York City. The brand new live studio is officially unveiled tomorrow. As long as they were able to get it done on time, they had to be in the in-between place for a week. And it was very nice to be there. It was very emotional to see that episode. And what's I found very impressive is how much Kelly Ripa commanded the room. She had total control of the room with a smile. Her presence, because I was there many times with her and Regis ran that show. And he did so in the ways only he could. And he was amazing. And then I went to a taping with Kelly and Michael Strahan about 2014, and I hadn't been back in the building since. The way her presence, the way she had it, I mean, she was like someone who's been there for 30, 35 years at the Walt Disney Company, which she has, and been hosting this show now for 24 years. And you could feel that. There were ABC heads there, there were Disney people there were lots of people there. She made the whole audience feel very comfortable in a day that was very challenging for everyone to tape the final episode in that legendary studio. Whereas Laurie Schulweis said in one of the packages, you saw the best of TV in this studio, the best of television, especially in the days of Regis and Kathy Lee, Regis and Kelly. The best of television was out of that place. And it's a huge loss for Disney and ABC and for New York City. So it was great to be there. It was great to see everyone. Had a wonderful time. And I look forward to the new studio unveil tomorrow. It's Pete Crooks seems like met Ryan Coogler, told him a great story about working on Fruitvale Station, and that's fantastic. I hope it's a good film, and I hope Michael B. Jordan delivers great performances as a duo of characters. I mean, you had two Robert De Niro's, you had two Robert Pattinsons that Warner Brothers has already released this spring, and now you've got two Michael B. Jordans. So they're in the whole duo world. We'll see how it does this weekend. For more, as always, go to X at LCJ Reviews. I got some cool interviews I'm going to show off this week and next week, and some other things in the works. And by show off, I don't mean show off. I mean post, share, all across social media. Instagram at LightsCamJackson. The website is lights-camera-jackson.com. Go to toofast2films.com for more. And I'm reading what Pete is writing here about Ryan Coogler. And, if you have creativity and the power of screenwriting, you should absolutely pursue your creative ideas. Viva Regis, says Porch Fan. Yes, the legend. Regis was a great guy. I'm so thrilled I got to know him. And this coming Friday, 15 years since I won my New York Emmy. Wild. I mean, time is amazing. I've lived a few lifetimes, I feel like, in one, and I can't wait to share more with all of you soon. We're here every Sunday live for LCJ Live at noon Eastern here on YouTube, and more coming at you very soon. TooFast2Films.com has The Friend and Luckiest Man in America reviews. If you haven't listened to my interview with Paul Walter Hauser, go to lcj.podbean.com, more at animationscoop.com, and more updates and exciting things coming at you very soon. And more big movies on the way with Sinners, with The Accountant 2, and Thunderbolts, and some more movies over the next few weeks. I've also seen The Last Rodeo. I can't share opinion yet, but I can't wait to tell you about The Last Rodeo, which comes out for Memorial Day weekend. So thanks for being here. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching today's episode of LCJ Live. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.